Hey, what's up, rock stars? It's Rox coming to you today with a review for P-Valley Season 2, Episode 6. Oh my God, such a good episode. This episode had me all over the place. I mean, it was certain times when I was just like, rooting for it. It was certain times that I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. I just finished watching the episode. Actually, I just finished watching P-Valley and Love and Marriage Huntsville. Love and Marriage DC, but I had to do P-Valley first because it's fresh on my mind and it's just a lot to talk about. So anyway, you guys, I'm gonna rearrange everything so it makes more sense. We're gonna keep the most important shit to the end, okay? So with no more further ado, let's get to the review, shall we? Now, bitch, we started off this episode with a bang, and when I tell you a bang, I mean a bang. When exactly did Diamond and Big Bone get together? I'm sorry, when did Tyler and Miracle get together again? Because I'm starting to feel like maybe his ex got... Did they get together before they did this show or after? Because I was looking at them in that sex scene that was so hot. Oh my God. You could not deny the chemistry there. You know how you see certain people together and you just know that the chemistry is strong, is not just acting. It was sort of the same way you felt when you first saw Brad Pitt and Angelina Jolie together when they did Mrs. Smith. It was undeniable. It's the exact... I was just like... because certain things is just intimate to you and your partner, the way that you guys react to each other when you having sex. And I don't know, that damn camera was there, but it didn't make no... I was just like, oh. I was so fucking engrossed. I was just like, oh my God, this is great. Woo! Starting off my Sunday like this, child, I'm telling you. Anyways, child, they doing it, they finish, and you know, he got his condom on. She said that she wanted him to come in her mouth. Okay, not in no damn condom, but he was like, yeah, he don't spread his seed like that. Anyway, she go get some water. And she's looking at his collection of, all of his hoodoo voodoo stuff over there on the side. And she was just sort of like kind of intrigued by it. So she goes up to it and he was like, yeah, I wouldn't mess with that if I was you. She was like, well, what is it? And he was like, protection. She was like, you don't look like the type that need any protection. So she's still trying to get to figure out, what's what with Diamond, okay? Which rumor has it that you was up here trying to save a hoe that wasn't trying to be saved. So Big Bone been peeping out Diamond, She says that when they together and when they having sex, he be closing his eyes, he be having his eyes averted or whatever, and she want his big chestnut eyes on her, wide open, just like her dripping wet pussy. I said, is this how we talk? Child, I was just like, oh. But child, I'm telling you, that scene, it was a lot. I was just like, okay. Comfortable, naked in front. What did she do? Was she a stripper? I don't think she was a stripper. Maybe I don't know, but honey, sis was, yeah, that scene was, it was everything. And they go back for round 2. I was just like, all right, child, I'm telling you. I'll see what April mad about now. Now back at the Pynk, listen, Big L got to get petty around there and turn the water off because damn it, he ain't been paid. Now Autumn is over there in the shower, trying to get dressed. And she come rushing out the shower like, turn the water back on, and he was just like, yeah, you ain't gave me my money, so no. But she got somewhere to go. Clifford was like, oh, is that why you got this pretty red dress? Okay, she snatched it back from him like, give me that, go turn that damn water back on. But she go back and get in the shower. And Big L and Uncle Clifford are just talking about how, the audacity of that damn Autumn night. Can you believe after all of the shit that we have done for her that she gonna put the Pynk back on the market? Like, we ought to go turn her ass in. And Big L was like, yeah, we could, but, she didn't pull the trigger. She didn't hide the body. All right, that's on Diamond and Mercedes, and we got to protect them, So Uncle Clifford is just like real frustrated with Autumn. But he don't even know what her next move is. Like, she up here flipping the bird while he watching her on the security camera. And the Pynk got big problems because now they need an air conditioning unit. That's $5,000, and Uncle Clifford was like, $5,000 on top of the damn $11,000 that we owe the health department. Yeah, like we ain't got that money. Okay, they in a bad way. stuck pretty much with Autumn. But yeah, we gonna figure out what Autumn Nightmare's next move is going to be. Now, times is hard. Whisper and Roulette out there advertising on social media that they gonna have a spade game sponsored strip night, and they using the Pynk as as their name. And Uncle Clifford was just like, remind me to sue them bitches after, after all this is done. Okay, he can't concentrate on them right now, but we see them at their little spades, whatever. I don't know where they are. They've rented out some area, someplace or something, and they are giving a show. And honey, they are giving a good show. Whoever does their stunts is just spectacular. It's unbelievable, you guys. I say it every week, but I just be so amazed. Anyway, old boy that requested the DSL, the dick sucking lips on Roulette back when they was at the Pynk. Well, now he's over there and he got his good eye on Whisper. Okay, he tell Roulette that he wanna get with her, and he gonna pay extra if she let him put his face into place. That's not what he said, with they old nasty asses, But Roulette was just like, like, I wish I knew I had that luxury of, sitting back on my back instead of getting on my knees. I was like, girl, maybe you didn't. Okay. Anyway, she going to hook it up. She ain't no hater or nothing. And Whisper's over there enjoying her time with old boy. And Roulette is just looking like, I was just like, okay, Roulette don't look happy with sis Whisper right now. Roulette actually don't never look happy. She goes and sits out in her car, smoking a cigarette, just kind of thinking about her life, I'm assuming. And she get a knock on the window. It's Eminem, old white boy, the truck driver. Okay. And she was just like, are you following me? And he was just like, yeah, I'm following you. She was just like, oh, because I'm just so that person, huh? You just can't help yourself. Okay. And he was just like, yeah, you just different. You the finest woman here. And she was just like, oh yeah, finest woman in this parking lot, huh? And he was like, finest woman in the world. I was just like, the whole world, Eminem? But you know what? He feeling old Roulette. So she looks at him and she was just like, you know what? I fucks with you. She says, but I'm a hoe. I can't even imagine saying that about myself. I'm a hoe? And like, that's what you just regard yourself as, and you resign yourself to it, and nobody should love you or think that you beautiful or anything like that. That made me sad. And he was like, I don't give a fuck. I'm a hoe too. Okay. Not quite the answer that, but I mean, it seemed to work on Roulette, because next thing we know, they kissing. I think her and old boy are gonna end up hooking up. And then later on, we see Uncle Clifford at home with his granny. She looking at TV, yelling at TV like she normally does, but she's coughing, all right? And she's sweating like a hooker in church, like Uncle Clifford said. When Uncle Clifford checks her sugar, it's normal, okay? Her diabetes ain't acting up, all right? And then when Uncle Clifford takes her temperature, it's 102, okay? Well, now we a little worried, okay? Remember, we in the middle of this pandemic. Uncle Clifford get on the phone and call Toya, like, Toya, I was just calling to check on you. And she's all, and she was just like, bitch, I knew that wasn't no fucking allergies. That child done gave Granny COVID. All right. I was just like, Lord, please don't let Granny die. Please don't let Granny die this season. But I don't know. I'm not feeling too hopeful about that. Now let's jump over to Mercedes. Mercedes goes over to Terica mama house. Okay. She come to the door and I was just like, I just don't know why I don't think that that's the same wife from last fucking season. Is that the same woman that played Terica's mama last? I'm telling you, she don't look nothing like. I was looking at her. I was like, they done did a good job of making her look a hot ass mess. She come to the door. Sis still in a bad way. Terica not there, but Mercedes go in there and she tells the mama, like, maybe I can get you some help. She said, I don't need no help. All I need is a job, and not one that's on the pole. And Mercedes was just like, well, I'm worried about you. Girl, you ain't looking too good. And she was like, you ain't got to worry about me. I'm going to be just fine. So then Mercedes was like, girl, you not fine. Do you know you called Terica a mistake? No, I did not. Yes, you did. You said that she was a mistake. And she was just like, I would never say that. okay, with a drunk ass. She had no idea that she had even talked bad about the poor little girl, and the girl had heard it and everything. So Mercedes was like, you know what, I can take her off your hands for a little while if you know you just need some time to get yourself together. Oh, why she say that? The self-righteous drunk goes and tells her that's all she wanted. You know, Mercedes was like, I'm not trying to get custody of her. I'm just trying to help you out. No, no, no. Okay, don't be trying to take her little girl. You might have pushed her out, but I'm the one that raised her. She ain't never gonna let Terica come over there with Mercedes and old hood ass shit that she be a part of, that strip club. And girl, you ain't got no room to talk bad about nobody with your fucking wig looking sideways and you all greasy, shined up, look like you ain't had a fucking bath in some days. But you so down on Mercedes. And you know what, Mercedes, for whatever reason, she just never kind of goes off on that mama like she needs to. I guess she just defers to her. You know, and she just was like, you know, no matter what I do, it's never going to be good enough for you. Mercedes, let me be the first one to tell you that you are doing way better than this woman right now. So she leaves from there and she's trying to call Terica. It's going straight to voicemail. Then she gets a phone call from Coach. You know, hey, Mercedes, you know, you want to come on by the condo, you know, so we can finish the Mercedes experience. You know, my wife, she just won't quit talking about you. You know, she just really... And, you know, Mercedes was just like, no, this was supposed to just be between the two of us, you know, just you and I. And he was just like, no, you know, we got happy wife, happy life. You know, if she want to do it, you know, let's just oblige her one more time. And you come on. Okay. She got to go because the phone is ringing. It looked like it's Terica trying to call her. Okay. So she was like, okay, Coach, I'm coming. I got to go. So she clicked over, but she missed the phone call. But duty calls, okay? Got to get these stacks that she's been working on. So she gets dressed up, gussied up, and she goes over to the condo. All right. She's sitting on the couch, all extra close to the wife. I was like, y'all not even trying to act like y'all ain't did nothing. Okay. They're all googly eyes, smiling at each other. And of course, the coach is so stupid. Okay. He's just so excited about the fact that they about to do this that he don't even realize that, you know, these two have hooked up already. You know, you just hey, y'all ready? You know, they was just like, yeah, we ready. That wife jump up like, yes, let's get to it right now. And so the coach brings over this tray of money, the stack of money that he owes it's 10 stacks of I'm assuming $1,000 each. So when him and the wife walk off, you know, Mercedes looks at it, and I was just like, Mercedes, girl, I know this is a means to an end, but I'm gonna keep on asking you, how long you gonna be able to do this, girl? Well, you know what? They get busy. Get into bed, child, and coaches fucking Mercedes, and the wife is, you know, Mercedes, I guess, is fooling with the wife, and it's a whole bunch going on. And then the coach gets to realizing that the wife and Mercedes is a little too comfortable with each other. Okay, so he stopped and he was like, ain't this about a bitch? He's like, you know what? I can tell, you know, you done turned on my fucking wife. You know, a man can tell when these women have been together. You know, they both like, what are you talking about? I can see. You ain't never been with no damn woman, and here you are up here scissoring and doing the most. Like I said, he said that she done turned his wife out. I was like, no, nigga, you turned your wife out. Well, actually, your wife come up to you and tell you that she been with you for 19 years and you don't even know that she like pussy. Okay, she like pussy probably more than he do. All right, but he's so wrapped up in his own life. Oh, child, listen, this ain't nothing that this husband want to hear right now. You know, he tell Mercedes, get the fuck out. Okay, you got to go. All right, he hustling her out the way, and you know, she's like, ouch, you hurting me, you know, because he was grabbed onto her arm. And he don't give a damn, you know. She was like, you still owe me my 40 stacks. And he was just like, the hell I do. You ain't getting none of this money. Okay. And the wife was just like, you don't break a deal like that. And he was just like, shit. All right. So the wife kind of look at Mercedes like, I'm sorry, girl. Here go your shoe. I'm still married to him. I'm still rich. I don't know what you gonna do. And Mercedes just look at her, and he was just like, he go and kindly pick up his 10 stacks over there and go walk off, and Mercedes just turn around and walk out the door. I mean, what else can Mercedes do? He could have at least paid her for her services today, you know. I mean, the shit was bound to blow up anyway. I didn't expect it to happen already. I was just like, that didn't last no time now, did it? Did she only made her $10,000 once or something? Well, she might have made a little extra when she had her little side gig with the wife. Maybe you can keep that going with the wife, you know, unbeknownst to the coach, and keep, you know, I guess that wife don't want to mess her shit up either. But Oh well, that's that. So Mercedes goes on home, and she's feeling pretty down, pretty sad, and there's a knock at the door. And when she opens it, I thought that it was the wife at first. All right, but then we see it's Terica, and Terica's crying. As soon as I see she's crying, I'm thinking two things. I say either she done got raped or she done got pregnant. Okay, and she come in the door, and Mercedes is like, "What's wrong? What's wrong?" She's like, and then she pulls a pregnancy test out of her back pocket and hands it to Mercedes. Continuing on the cycle, Mercedes is looking like, oh. Now I was like, and child, they didn't overturn Roe versus Wade, so it's not even like this poor child can go and get an abortion. Like, you guys about to have a baby. Now, jumping over to Autumn. What was Autumn getting dressed up for? Well, it turns out that Andre has put together this masquerade ball, and all the who's of Chucalissa are there. Okay, so Autumn gets all dressed up in her red, sparkly dress, her red hair, and she shows up at the ball. Okay, she strikes her pose. She makes sure her split is open and her leg is out, and she's standing there as Andre gives his speech to the people of what he plans on doing for the city of Chucalissa. And she's like, I have a question. What makes you think that prosperity is for everybody? Okay, and he says because he's a walking, living, breathing proof of it. The mayor had took him in when he was young. He saw promise in him. He should have been a statistic, but instead he persevered, and he ended up at Morehouse, and the same kind of attention that the mayor gave him, he is gonna make sure that he do it for the people of Chucalissa. All right, so everybody gives them a round of applause. Okay, they just so excited about the new mayor. Corbin is there. Corbin pissed that Autumn even showed up, and she got this red dress on, and everybody kind of looking at her like, who is she? Corbin know who she is. As soon as Andre's little speech is over, Corbin goes over there like, bitch, you gonna have to get out of here. Okay, and coming up in here and fucking up our little campaign and what we got going here. And even Andre was like, I didn't invite her. Like, all that stripper fun shit on the side is good, but don't be trying to mess up his official thing while he's trying to do this for these white people. So Corbin throws her out of the party, but she doesn't leave. She just sticks around. She's standing outside on the stairs smoking a cigarette, and then up drives some woman, okay? And the woman is quite sassy. She actually thinks that Autumn is a cigar girl there, helping out the people, and Autumn just attaches herself onto this lady because whoever this lady is, she's important. And, she walks on in, and Corbin can't say anything because Autumn is with her. And like I said, this woman is a who's who. It turns out that this woman is actually the wife of the man who actually came up and spoke to Corbin and Andre when Corbin was in the middle of trying to throw Autumn out. Okay, some who's who out there in Chucalissa. This is the wife of her, and she actually is on the board of Promised Land, the people that was trying to buy the damn Pynk to begin with, and to put the casino there. Okay, so she ain't studying her husband. They go to the little chambers where it's just Andre, Corbin, old boy, the man that the lady married to, the lady Autumn, and she's just talking about how he can't even handle the deals. She's the one that's making the deals, and she's the one that's making the decisions around here. Y'all don't even need to talk to him. That's also when she finds out that Autumn is not a cigar girl, but instead she is the one that owns the Pynk. And she was just like, oh, so that's you. Okay, and Autumn was like, yeah, girl, that's me. Okay, and do you know that they tried to buy the Pynk for me, for $40,000? Like, I was waiting for the big dick offer. What was the big dick offer again? $10 million. $10 million. That's right. That's the offer that Autumn is waiting on. The lady was just like, oh, okay, so you the one I need to be talking to. Okay, girl, you know what? Just hold on. I'm gonna be in touch with you. Okay, because now you got the big dog. I'm the daddy. I'm the one that's gonna make sure that this deal get done. I'll be reaching out to you. I'll be talking to you very, very soon. Later on, we see Andre. He's home and he's on the phone, and Corbin is fussing like, "Can you believe that bitch came in there? And can you believe that bitch did this and said that and blah blah blah?" And turns out that Autumn is actually in Andre's house. This bitch just shows up in the shadows. She's like a fucking superhero. What the hell, she over there still smoking this cigarette, and scares the shit out of Andre. Like, he was like, what are you doing here? You coming to that damn party today? Did you ever think about what your antics can do to my campaign? Like, this shit is real for me. I'm really trying to do this. And she was like, I know, Andre. I care a whole lot. He was just like, oh, you care, huh? I sure hate to see what spite look like if this is your version of caring. Andre was like, you make me do wrong shit when I know better, when I know what's right. And she was like, maybe I make you do what you want to do. And he was just like, you know what, you need to go. She was just like, oh, okay, you want me to go? All this beauty you've been lusting over for the last 2 years, you want me to go? Okay, I'm out. Okay, so when she was walking out, he said, I'll let you win. And she was just like, what? And he said, I'll let you win at the auction. I'll let you win. She was like, oh, you're right. You did. What are you going to do with that, though? What do you want me to do? And he was just like, what? And she was just like, you tell me what you want me to do, and I'm going to do it. And he was just like, oh, it's like that? Okay, well, take off your dress. Okay. She take off her dress. She got on her real cute red lingeries. Okay. And then she says, okay, what else do you want me to do? And he says, crawl. She says, crawl. Okay. So she get on the floor. She crawled to him. Okay. And then she stand up. She says, and what do you want me to do next? Oh, well, I guess I think we don't have to ask any more questions. Child, she take off her panties. And I said, please tell me that these two are finally gonna fuck after we done had how many episodes now that these two been trying to do it and they ain't been able to do it yet? Okay. Finally, she physically mounts him and they have sex. And actually, that was a pretty cool sex scene as well. I was like, girl, she had her hand in his mouth and was about to choke him out. And I was just like, okay. I'm just like, I've been watching the whole episode like, y'all doing that today, ain't you? And then lastly, you guys, let's jump over to Murder, Mississippi. So, we see that Murder then went and bought a car. Okay, he all come flying. The car is like camouflage, but in red, green, and black. Was those the colors? I think it was. It's like it's a Charger, just a nigga mobile. And he throws the keys to Teak. And Teak is smiling like, what? This for me? And Murder was just like, yeah, Teak been holding him down all this time. It's time for him to hold Teak down. Like, that's your shit right there. I was just like, I could think of so many other things that Teak need right now. Well, what way to a nigga heart than with the Charger, nigga? I mean, that Teak was happy as hell, okay? In that loud ass car. So Teak is all overcome with emotion and everything. I was just like, he's such a good looking man if he would just smile, But we gonna get Teak together. So, Murder take him to the barber, get him all cleaned up, shaved up and everything. The barber's asking Teak, like, what's he gonna do? And Murder was like, he about to go back on tour with us. Like, we about to get back out there. We about to make it happen. We just got to get some shit on track, No, Murder just trying to make Teak feel good about himself. Get him back, get him out of this, like, real dark place that he's at. He tells Teak, he's like, can you believe that Rome just up and died? Like, this nigga just dead? And Teak was just like, yeah, like, they can't believe it, But Teak look real good. The barber get him all spruced up real nice. He look in the mirror like, that's the old Teak. That's the old Teak, okay? But Murder, the phone rings and it's Mississippi. So he go outside, he take the call. And, she was just like, hey, some stuff happened in Atlanta I need to tell you about. And he was just like, what happened? And she was just like, Rome, he like tried it. And he was like, he tried what? Like what? And she was like, he tried it. Like he tried to rape me. And he was just like, oh, well, I'm glad the nigga dead then. And she was just like, also, Rome knew about you. And he was just like, what do you mean he knew about me? And she was like, he knew about you and Teak. And I told Wody that he knew. Okay. And Murder was just like, wait, what you talking about? He like knew what, And she's all, I was just like, girl, will you get it out? Okay. Then, of course, while she trying to talk to him on the phone, here come Derek. Who you talking to, Keyshawn? I was just like, fuck, I gotta go. I was just like, see, you could have just... Anyway, she get off the phone real fast, and she was just like, oh, that was Murder. He was calling, trying to find out about Rome's funeral. And Derek was just like, oh, such a good guy. He got all them deals for you. I was like, it's too bad he's dead. He said, but we gonna be all right. As a matter of fact, he got a job. He about to go help his homeboy put this fire pit in. So he gonna go take a shower and everything, and then he gonna go. You wanna roll too? She was just like, no, I'm not trying to roll. Thank you. Okay. Nobody want to hang out with your fucking crazy ass. So, you know, she sit there, she wait until he leave, and as soon as he leave, honey, she go and run to the duct that has the air conditioner thing, and she pulls that open and she gets her gun out. Okay, and she round up the kids, pack a few things, got the baby bag or whatever. She go and put them in the car. I said, girl, you ain't going nowhere. You really think this man left you there and that he's gonna let you just drive off like that? I thought she would. I'm surprised that she was able to find the keys, but she get in the car and she turn it over, and it's just like click, click, click. Of course, Derek has made it so her car won't start, so she can't go no damn where. The nigga just take it on back in the house. I was like, yeah, that girl, I know you got a Uber. Honey, I'd have been to call somebody and been like, come pick us up. But I guess she figured out that plan wasn't well thought out. So she go back in the house. And she waits around till the evening when Derek gets home. Okay, she had her gun out. I thought she was gonna shoot the motherfucker. I guess maybe if he was gonna get if he was gonna get saucy, then she was gonna get saucy right back with his ass. But he came in there all in a good mood. Hey, babe. She's like, how was today? And he says, oh, you know, it was good. You know, the old boy had his kids there. You know, they told me to bring the kids next time, you know, and she was just like, oh, okay. What y'all been doing all day today? Oh, nothing. Okay, tried to leave you, but we couldn't do that, so we just been sitting here all this time. All we've been doing is sitting here watching Peppa Pig, you know, and he was like, oh, I'm sure they were happy about that. They are so happy that you're home, okay? And he just acts like ain't nothing happened, like he ain't just beat the brakes off of her just the night before, and she just kind of looking at him like, child, when is this shit with Derek and Keyshawn gonna be over? Because I'm over it. Anyways, back to Murder. So when Murder gets off the phone with Mississippi, Teak was just like, you know, hey, what's up? Like, what's wrong? Why you looking like that? And he was just like, nothing. I was like, please don't tell Teak what happened, because we just don't need no more extra drama. At least Murder had sense enough not to tell him that, you know, what Mississippi said. The Murder was just like, you know, just a whole lot of shit going on. And Teak was like, I done told you. Okay, that's why you got to live every day like it's your last. So anyway, Teak was like, you know, thanks for the car and everything. Where you want me to drop you off? Because, you know, he going to be out there. He about to get some shit done. And Murder was like, oh, no, we hanging today, okay, me and you, unless you got something better to do. And he's like, no, I mean, you can slide, you know. So okay, it's Murder and Teak day. So, you know, Murder get in the car, Teak get in the car, and they driving around. Okay, they go to a little diner, and while they there, the waitress is flirty with Teak, you know, and she was like, oh, you got pretty eyes, and you know, your smile and all this, you know. And Murder said, can we get some water, please, for both of us, and get one for yourself too, oh thirsty ass bitch. You know, she was just looking at him like, oh, excuse me. You know, I said, look at Murder got the nerve to be a little jealous. It kills me every time. But anyways, you guys, when they having this conversation in the diner, I feel like actually Murder does have feelings for Teak. Last week, I thought that maybe Murder was just kind of feeling lustful. I mean, he was, but I also felt like maybe Murder was just hoping that it would calm Teak down some. Now, this week, after that conversation in the diner, I was like, oh, you know what? He actually does have feelings for this. This is way more complicated than I think we even realized. And apparently, Murder was this whole romantic murder in jail for Teak the same way that he was for Uncle Clifford. So then I was just sort of like, okay, Murder has a little bit of a savior complex. Like he wants to, not a savior complex, but he's the one that wants to save people that are going through. He wants them to be able to live the lives that they want to live when he himself can't even live the life that he wants to live. Okay, he had this whole romantic thing that's in jail with Teak as much as he could, and Teak still remembered that and held on to that when he was in the hole and everything. All he could think about was Murder and all the things that he did, sort of the same way that he was with Uncle Clifford, with getting the lights all in the car and all of that. Okay, and really selling the dream to them of them being together. So Teak and Murder was not a sucking fucking jail. It was something more. It was something real there. Anyway, Teak is sitting there looking at Murder, and he knows him enough to know that he must really care about this Uncle Clifford person. So Teak was like, so what is he like? And Murder says she. And Teak was like, what? Like, she is a she? And he says, well, he likes to be referred to as she. So I just, you know, nigga, they whatever they want to be referred to, that's how I refer to him. Okay. Well, what is she like? Well, you know, she is everything pretty much. You know, she is like the eclipse. All right. She just, one day she's this way, the next day she's the next. But you can tell in Murder's eyes that he loves her. All right, and Teak can as well. But then Murder says, but I fucked it up. And Teak was like, well, you have a tendency to do that. Yeah, I do. I do fuck things up. Okay. So, you can know, Murder's sitting over there kind of hurting, still thinking about Uncle Clifford and everything. But he reaches over and tries to touch Teak's hand. And Teak pulls his hand back. And I was like, that's right, Teak. That's right. You stay strong. I know you love this man. This man probably might love you in some kind of way as well. Okay, but don't be no second place to some damn Uncle Clifford. Okay, stay strong. So anyway, they leave the diner. It's later on in that evening. They're at the gas station. And Teak don't know shit about no gas station, how to put the debit card in there and everything, you know. And Murder is trying to show him, like, okay, nigga, this is how you do it. Okay. While he trying to show him how to do that, he hears something music playing, and he goes over to a car. It's these two girls, and he reach in the car, he turn it up. He was like, that's my shit. Okay. At first I was just like, what's your shit? But I was like, oh, the music. Okay. They was playing his song on the radio. He's like, that's my shit. You know, he's all excited in the gas station, like, hey, you know, and Teak is excited for him too, like, that's my boy right there, that's my nigga right there, you know. He get up on top of the car, he act like he performing a song, everybody is all turned up, turn to radio station, whatever, you know, getting everybody all pumped up. That Murder is happy. Okay, Teak is happy, not the man that's behind Teak though. Nigga, you gonna get your gas and move or what? Why he say that to Teak, y'all? Teak turned around like, nigga, don't. I said, Teak, you can't beat everybody ass. Okay, don't fight the people at the gas station. We having this beautiful moment. Okay, but Murder go and stop him real quick. Like, come on, Teak, let's get in the car. Let's go. You know, it's okay. And Teak does get in the car, but they just so happy, just like, damn. And Teak was like, I told you was gonna be the one. You was gonna make it. They happy. We still got to work on Teak's patience. Okay, Teak, but I'm starting to see that Teak is not as bad as we thought that he was. So they back in the car, they drive in, and Teak pulls up at some house. All right, I guess Murder assumes that if they at like some trap house or something, he going in there to get some weed, but he's on FaceTime with Wody. So when Teak goes into the house, Wody was just like, look, Teak can't go with us on the second leg of this tour. And Murder was like, yes, he can. Like, why can't he? And he was just like, no, he can't, because the nigga is just too buck. He too wild. He too out of control. And Murder was just like, he gonna be fine. Like, I'm gonna keep him together and everything. You know, isn't security supposed to be buck? And he was like, no, he too buck. Okay, that nigga is way out, and we can't have that on the road. But Murder was just like, I'm gonna talk to him. And Wody was just like, look, I'm trying to do something, and Teak is really gonna mess it up. A good thing Rome ain't around, and he overdosed. And Murder was just like, yeah, it seems pretty coincidental that Rome overdosed, and you happen to know that he overdosed. Wody just quiet, and so is Murder. And Wody was just like, look, I just know how to take care of things. So if you need me to take care of Teak too, okay, well, I can do that. All right, Murder get off the phone like this nigga here. So anyway, when Murder gets off the phone with him, he looks in the glove compartment and he see that there's a gun in there. And I was just like, Teak with a gun that just seems like something that we should not let happen. All right. So the camera goes to Teak, who's inside of the house, and he's just walking through, and I'm just like, what is this? I mean, I'm not sure if it's a crack house, trap house, a regular house, because when you first walk in, there's some kids there, they watching TV. You wouldn't have kids in a crack house like this. But so I'm just sort of like, what is this? Is this real? Is this a dream sequence? What is happening here? Okay. But he's walking through the house. You can see people kind of strung out on drugs and all that, but you can hear the TV and the kid TV show. And he's walking and he sees a door, and there is a cross on the door, and he walks up to the door, and when he opens it, it's a little boy in there, and he has like blood all down his shoulder. And he's just staring at the little boy, and I was just like, what's happening here? But then Murder comes and was like, hey, kind of snaps him out of it. So when Teak turns around, then I realized that it was sort of like a dream or a vision or whatever. And Murder was like, how you just gonna go up in the trap house and you don't take your gun with you? And he was just like, oh, I'm sorry. Okay, you all right? And no, Teak is not okay. Okay, because it's apparent that he just opened the closet door, or just opened the door, and it ain't no little boy in there. Murder don't see him. So yeah, Teak is having some visions or whatever. When they go back to the car, Teak is telling, they drive off to another area, and Teak is telling Murder how that used to be his house, and when he was little, And we get the real tragic story of Teak's childhood and how his mother killed his siblings, basically. And he was going to be the next one. He was only 7 years old, but he was able to get away and ran. But that, just seeing that started his life off, you know, and he ain't been right ever since. So he done went on to kill a bunch of people. And Teak just got a whole bunch of mental issues and problems and all that. And don't feel like Teak feels like he has much to live for. He says that he felt like his story should have ended in that house as well. And Murder was just like, man, please, like, we about to go on tour. Like, it's about to be up all over again. Like, you gonna be with me. You gonna be my security. I'm gonna make sure you there. You gonna be good. You gonna be getting paid and all of that. And Teak was just sort of like, yeah, no. He not feeling so hopeful about any of this. So he was just like, hey, where you want me to drop you off? Okay. And Murder was just like, nigga, I'm staying with you. You're not fixing to drop me off. Okay, so you can be all up in your head and be all crazy and depressed and everything. Like, no, I'm going to fix to stay with your ass until the sun come up. All right. They kind of out looking out at the water. They pulled up into like some little area where you look out at the water. And Teak was just like, no, get out the fucking car. And Murder was just like, I'm not getting out the car, nigga. I'm staying here. Okay. So then Teak pulls out the gun and puts it up to his head. And Murder was just like, wait, whoa. Okay, hold on. All right, Teak, get out the car. Get out the motherfucking car. You know, of course, Murder's not getting out the car. He's telling him, like, you ain't got to do this. We got money to make. We got dreams to conquer. You're going to be on tour with me. Like, I want you to be there. Like, I owe you my life. Everything that you did for me, I wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for you. Like, I want you to be there. You know, of course, Teak was just like, I don't have no more life. And Murder was like, it is still life there. I see it. It's still there. And then Teak got the gun up to his head and he was just like, let me go. And I was just like, oh. And then they take the camera outside of the car. And it reminded me of when Murder was in the car with Uncle Clifford. And remember how romantic and everything was. And they were also looking out at the water and all of that. But then now we've got a very different scenario here. But it's still correlated and ended differently. We hear the gunshot, the light, flash in the car. And I was like, oh my God. I screamed. I could not believe he shot himself. And then next thing we know, Murder get out the car and he got blood all on the side of his suit, and he's all like, can't believe it and upset in there. I was just like, oh my God, Teak killed himself. Just when I was starting to feel like Teak was good. Like, I was so sad, you guys. Just like Teak's mental issues just took over. I just couldn't, I was just like, oh my God. So, last scene of the show, we see Murder. He show up at Uncle Clifford's house. Granny come to the door, but she ain't, she's sick. And he was just like, is Uncle Clifford here? Uncle Clifford comes to the door and she sees Murder like just standing there like upset, blood on. She was just like, are you okay? And Murder was like, no, I'm not okay. And he just starts crying. He collapses in Uncle Clifford's arms. And I was just like, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Child, I couldn't believe Teak killed himself. Let me tell you something. That Jay Fonz, what's his name? His name is something like J. Alphonse or something like that. But it probably won't happen, but he needs to win a fucking Emmy for his role on this show. Okay, for whatever reason, shows on the Stars channel don't seem to get nominated for shit. None of the black shows anyway, I should say. But the acting that boy does on that show is phenomenal. It is phenomenal. You are able to feel every fucking emotion with just his face. Okay? He ain't even gotta say shit. And his ass, it's superb. All right? And that scene, I could not believe it. I just was like, oh my God, Teak is gone. Uncle Clifford and Murder have made it back to each other. Child, whoever wrote that scene, whoever wrote that episode, excellent. 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 All right, you guys, let me get on off of here and go on and do Love and Marriage DC. But I'll make sure I get these videos up today. And it is Sunday, but I am going to get it done. All right. All right. Make sure that you rate, comment, and subscribe to the channel. I'm itsrox. The channel is itsrox. Everything else I do will be in the bottom bar. All right. All right. So I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. And I plan on doing the same. Until next time, rock stars.